Dr. Archana Dhawan Bajaj is a leading surrogacy doctor in India. She joins us now from New Delhi. It's nice to have you with us tonight. Dr. Archana, do you agree with this draft law?
Well, not in totality. Like every issue has an upside and a downside. This law does have some very good and welcome points, and it has some points which need to be refreshed. We're open to surrogacy as it stands today. We would like to have regulations. We would like to have audit. We would want to be open to audits in surrogacy. We would want the entire act of surrogacy to become more open, transparent, more regulated, more regularized. But a complete ban does seem a little too drastic.
Mm-hmm. But I have to remind you that part of the government's move is over concerns that the industry was exploiting young women, and we don't sell human beings. So why is it okay to sell babies?
Well, there's a different aspect to look at that. We're not selling babies. The baby is biologically of the commissioning parents. The lady who's carrying them is only carrying it because the commissioning parents cannot biologically hold the baby in their womb. So that's one aspect to look at. The other aspect to look at, that a good surrogacy clinic or a good IVF clinic is not looking at young unmarried girls, and they're not exploiting them. Women who enter into a surrogacy program are adequately counseled. They do it out of their own free will, and this counseling and this check whether they're doing it of their own free will or they're being forced by their partners or their families happens at various levels in a decent regulated clinic. Now, the question arises how effectively a clinic looks at the surrogacy program and how effectively it chooses its surrogate. If you're choosing the surrogate who's doing this out of her own free will for an ex-commercial gain, hopefully which money would go towards building a house, educating her children, uplifting her status, I see nothing so dramatic as selling children into this.
Mm-hmm. Since you talk about children, let me take you back to 2014, well, the incident with the Australian couple who abandoned a perfectly healthy baby boy but took home his sister instead because they already had a son and wanted to complete their nuclear family. Doesn't this ban then eliminate such a problem of creating stateless children because of any child born to an Indian surrogate is born stateless?
Absolutely. There are, as I said, there are downsides to every situation. And we do not want such instance to be happening, and we don't want them to be endorsed. So what we are asking for is stricter regulations, stricter ways to commission a parent, more concrete laws, more concrete systems into making the contracts foolproof, making the controversial issues, what happens if the baby is abnormal, what happens if the baby is not of the parents' choice, etc., etc. There's so many issues which need to be regulated. At no point do we take away or do we want to dispense with the need of a body that looks after surrogacy in India, or a body that says, this is to do and this is not to do and this is the way to do it. We don't take away that. The need for that. The need of the hour is not to ban surrogacy per se. The need of the hour is to regulate it, to organize it, to make it open to make it transparent, to make it open to audit, to arrange different agencies or different bodies or different organizations which would look after the entire act of surrogacy.
Mm-hmm. Doctor, thank you so much. Dr. Archana Dhawan Bajaj, a leading surrogacy and IVF doctor, weighing in on a draft law in India to ban commercial surrogacy.